Hey guys, it's Margaret with Texas Gal Treasures, and it is Monday, and I wanted to bring you the weekly sales update. Before I do, real quick, some of you know I've had some medical stuff going on, which is still kind of in the works, unfortunately, but hopefully will be sorted out soon. So yeah, I may not be as perky as you may prefer, but I wanted to really bring you the sales report this week because, as you know, we had a challenge going on between me and Tanya last week, and then we had, we presented it to our groups for people to follow along. And so we were trying to list 100 items in a week. I didn't make it. And Tanya didn't either. I think I made it up to 70 something. But we wanted to see, if we increased our listings, if it would also, we would see an increase in sales, which I did. I did have a few people ask how I managed to list so many items in a week. And what I did was I did things together. Can't even talk. For example, I took pictures of all the thimbles. So my brain was on thimbles. So I listed 12 thimbles, and then next it was VHS. So it was, my brain was still in that wavelength, and then I could just do sell similar and change descriptors and things like that. So it made it a lot easier to chunk things up, plush, purses, and kind of go in that instead of picking here, there, and everywhere and having to switch gears each time. So that's how it worked for me. But I didn't make it to my 100. This week we're doing an Amazon listing challenge, trying to see if we can get 100 items up to Amazon, because I have my pile of shame that I'm planning on having brought down before I share my Amazon February sales update. So yeah, and my goal there is to get at least one box out a day, because I know myself and I box things up and I'll have 5 boxes sitting there and then they just sit there for like a week because it's me. I don't know why. All right, so I wanted to share the sales for the week. I actually did really well. I did really well. And I do find that there was a correlation between the amount of listings and the amount of sales. I actually had some more people that, purchased items but didn't pay until today, but I'm going to go ahead and include those with next week's sales. Okay, bear with me, excuse me. All right, so first item on Etsy is this orange jasper bolo tie. I bought it for $3 and it sold for $32. Actually, the person sent me a message asking if I offered any kind of discounts and things. And of course, I'm always happy to work with people. So after shipping and fees, my profit on this was $32.26. Next up, these are one of the fairy plates I showed you, I think last week when I was going through some of my grandmother's things. And the heliotrope fairy sold. So I paid $0 for this. It sold for $24.99. This went internationally. And so after shipping and fees, pardon me, the total, my net was $23.71. Another one sold yesterday or today. So, and it is also going internationally off of Etsy. This is something else that was my grandmother's. Pardon me, you guys. There's something in the air. I've had this listed for a really long time. So someone sent me a message asking if I would come down on the price, and I did. It was pretty early on in my listings, a couple years maybe. This sold for $15, and after shipping and fees, my net there was $10.97. This is a sampler, and it actually only contains one of these, Irish Blessing. Here we go. So it contains this one. I don't know why they did it that way. I found another one like that it's got 2 images, but there's only one in the packaging. So I don't know. So this one I picked up for 50 cents at the charity shop, and it sold for $17.99. After shipping and fees, the profit there was $19.09. There was a shipping discrepancy, I guess. This is one of the thimbles. This is something I listed last week as well. The plate was the heliotrope fairy, and then this as well were some of the things that I listed. Sorry, so it cost me $0 it sold for $17.99. So after shipping and fees, my net was $17.17. Pretty good for a thimble. And then these two dolls went together, it's Mae West and W.C. Fields. And these I've also had listed probably since my very, very early days. Probably at least 2.5, 3 years at least. So these were both in my grandmother's doll collection. They went to the same person. So for both dolls, they paid $79.98. And then with shipping and everything, my net on these ones was $90.48. Because they paid shipping on both. So I may look at going back and refunding some of that shipping because it's nicer that way. Okay, this was also something that was my great-grandmother's. It's an Eastern Star address book. She was in the Eastern Star. I think she held office and everything. So I have some other Eastern Star things. So some I'm keeping, some, you know, like this little address book. It was empty. I was okay with letting go of. So this sold for $9.99. So my net there was $8.78. And then last sale on Etsy here were these eyeglasses. And these were in pretty rough shape. There was a chip there, and then there was a little crack in the arm piece there. And the lady messaged me and said, you know, hey, would you take less? And does this piece right here move? Is it, you know, what's going on? Anyway, so I dropped the price down to $19.99 for her. I paid $3 for these. Yeah, they were in pretty rough shape. But they had that drop side, you know, cool look. I paid $3, so after everything, my net was $16.04. Pretty good. So those are my sales on Etsy, and these are my eBay sales. So here we have a Charted Designs pattern. It doesn't have all the stuff in it, so it's just the pattern. Paid 25 cents for this at the charity shop, and it sold for $12.04. This went into the global shipping program. So my net there was $13.75. This is a 14 karat gold tie tack that sold, and it was, you know, about half of a gram. I took a best offer of $30, and I was okay with doing that. You know, if you go, for me, like, okay, I'm going to check the gold prices and make sure 14 karat gold, half a gram, how much are we looking at? You know, making sure that I'm not losing money on could I go sell it for scrap for more, because then, you know, what's the point? So I was still good. I think it was, you know, in the teens, the amount that it was worth in gold scrap. So I was fine taking $30 on this. I paid $1.57 because it was in a lot. And so my net there was $22.57. And I took a best offer also on this B mixed metal pendant, super cute. I paid $3 for this. Now this one, I'm guesstimating I paid $3 because I couldn't find it on my spreadsheet. But I can't see myself spending more than $3 on it. Anyway, so I took a best offer of $12.50 because why not? And my profit there after everything, my net was $5.40. I sold this American Girl puppy dog, and I actually sold 2 of them this week. They sold pretty quickly. And I took pictures of them. These are also some things that I took pictures of this week with the plush when I was going through my plush. Picked this up for 50 cents. It sold for $7.54. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right one. Well, anyway, there's 2 of them. You'll see. One was in way better condition. This is the one that I listed it as is. His fur was not as pretty, and his back leg, you know, like it felt like there was a little looseness to it. You'll see the other one's in a little bit better shape. I mean, he's fine. But anyway, let me see if I can get a picture of the tag for you so you can see the tag. It has American Girl on it. It's not on that side. I'm pointing with my finger like you can see. Yeah, let me click it. So right there, it says, oh, there it is, American Girl. So it's a little puppy dog. Anyway, so after shipping and fees, my net on that was $7.87. This I also listed this week. This actually I got an offer like within the hour that I listed it. New and sealed Walt Disney Treasures Behind the Scenes at Walt Disney Studios DVD in this fancy tin. I listed it for $50. Within an hour, I got a best offer of $45. Did I close that out? Where did they go? Give me a moment. Yep, $45. I bought this at a garage sale for $2. So my net there was $37.47. I'm not clear to send in clear to send in DVDs and CDs to Amazon. So they go up on eBay for me. And then here's the other one. Oh, I forgot. I wasn't going to close the other one out. But this one was in, his fur was a little cleaner, a little brighter and whiter. And he didn't have any loose feet or anything like that. But he sold, let me find it. He's, again, picked it up for 50 cents and it sold for $7.99. After shipping and fees and everything, my net there was $8.57. I got to look at that. You know, when you select how you're going to ship it, and then you know, when it's in first class, they ask you to put in the ounces. But then after that, it's like between 1 and 2 pounds. So, and then it just kind of estimates it for you around that. I'm like, that's kind of weird to me because then it ends up going over or sometimes under. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I got to find out. So this is another plush that I listed this week that sold very quickly. It was Alf plush. He sold for $24.99. I picked him up for $2 at the Goodwill, I think. And so after shipping and fees, he was a net $21.43. And these are some little shoes. Normally I don't pick up a lot of shoes and clothing, but I got these at a garage sale with another pair of shoes because they were just in pristine condition, almost like brand new condition. I think they were, I don't know if they were ever worn. Did I take a picture of the bottoms? I mean, they were just maybe worn once, if they were worn at all. So I picked these up for $2 at a garage sale. And, pardon me, sold for $26.99. So after shipping and fees, I net $22.34 on these. Pretty good. This was in some things that my friend Kelly gave me a while back. She had given me some stuff. So this was a compact. So it cost me $0. Where'd it go? Volume 2. There you are. Sold for $20. I took a best offer. And so after shipping and fees, my net there was $15.08. And this is a little itty bitty Ariel, Little Mermaid. And I picked her up for 50 cents. She sold for $10. I took a best offer. And so my net there was $5.65. And another pair of glasses sold. These vintage Optiflix Aviator. I put Aviator in there and then I realized, oh, they're not really Aviator style, are they? Oops. I may have forgotten to take that keyword out. So they sold for $47.24, and after shipping and everything, my net was $42.81. And lastly, these Barbie jeans cost me 10 cents when I picked them up, and I took a best offer of $5 on them. I was like, fine, let's just do this. I had so many watchers, and then I would get these low offers like, I can't even ship it to you for that. Anyway, so my net there was only $3.03, but that was fine. I was okay with that. So yeah, normally my goal is to hit around 200, 250 a week, to try to get to about $1,000 a month because, you know, I'm saving up for that trip and everything. But this week I saw a real uptick in my sales, and my net for the week was $422.46. Not counting, I had a sale from somebody who saw in a haul video something and sold it to them via PayPal, and then also a sale that I had like on a local garage sale site. So, there's a little bit of wiggly upwards on those as well. So I was really happy to see the correlation between listing a lot and selling a lot. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm going to go plug away on some Amazon, and I still want to try to get some eBay and Etsy listings in as well, if at all possible. we'll see. Got to take it easy and get better. All right, so that's it. I hope your sales are going as awesome as mine, because I'm really happy that they are so high. So thanks so much, you guys. Make sure that you are hitting that like button and subscribe if you are not. Leave me a message, because I read them all and usually comment back to everybody. So yeah, make sure you go out and enjoy yourselves, everyone, and I will talk to you later. Bye.